What is up, guys? My name is Beast Mode, and you guys are going to be watching some Team Deathmatch on Encore, one of the new maps from the Uprising map pack DLC that just released yesterday. I hadn't played Call of Duty in quite a while, but I knew that the map pack was coming out. I figured, you know, what the heck? I had bought the season pass, so I might as well get on and at least download it, you know, just to have it ready to go. Ended up jumping on and playing, and honestly, yesterday I think I played for, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours. I mean, way longer than I've ever played in a long time. But basically, yesterday was just kind of a bum day for me. I just sat down, played Call of Duty like it was the old days, didn't have anything better to do, and this is what I did. And what you're watching is a Tac-45 silence gameplay. Like I said, this is the map Encore, I believe is what it's called. And this is probably my second favorite map of the 4 that released in the new DLC. I'd have to say that Studio is my favorite, and Studio is basically just a remake of Firing Range. It's the exact same map layout as Firing Range. They just kind of gave it a whole new skin, you know, a whole new look, just like they've kind of done before in the past with other maps, or at least kind of remodeled things off of other maps. But basically, what I want to talk to you guys about today is how, when you're playing on new maps or new DLC, if you are somebody that buys them right away and you play them, to me, every time I do this, it seems different. The game seems a little bit different, the flow seems off, and maybe nobody will understand what I'm saying, but I think if you're a Slayer, if you're a somewhat, you know, if you would consider yourself a decent player, I think you've noticed the same thing too, that it's harder to do well when the maps come out. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not going to get good games. I obviously had good games, but just consistently, you know, there was times where there was just a lot of bull crap going on that I wasn't used to, and I kind of want to explain my hypothesis on why that is. So for one, the biggest reason this is because all the people that are going to be buying the new maps, you know, right away are probably older because they have the money to do so. Now, I'm not saying there's not younger kids that don't get it. They don't, you know, their parents can spot them some money, or maybe they got the money themselves somehow. But a lot of the players that get the maps right away are older players, a little bit more mature. So right there you have a skill level. You know, not saying younger versus older really makes that much of a difference, but older players have probably been around the game longer. And that's the second thing. People that are going to be picking up the maps are probably Call of Duty veterans, or probably Call of Duty hardcore fanatics. I mean, if you're only playing Call of Duty casually, if you don't play Call of Duty very much, why would you want to spend $15 or, you know, $50 to get the season pass or to get a map pack if you don't have to? Because you really don't play that much. So the people who are going to get it on day one are players, you know, that are probably playing on a daily basis, or at least, you know, a weekly basis. So they kind of have that advantage that they play a lot, you know, so they have a lot of time underneath their belt. They understand the game, etc., etc. They're not just casual players picking it up. Now, the second reason that I think, you know, really it's just kind of hard to get used to it, and it's not, for me, this isn't a personal thing. This is other players affecting my gameplay in a sense, and the fact when I get on new maps, even though I don't necessarily know the layout, and that does come into play, the fact that I don't know the entire map layout. I don't know it like the back of my head. I don't know all the jumps. I don't know all the spots. I don't know the spawns completely perfect yet. You know, I can kind of get a rough estimate just by watching the mini map, seeing where my enemy or my teammates are moving, you know, and guessing where the enemy team is going to be spawning next. But a lot of it is just that a lot of players are concerned with their stats, or a lot of players do not play like me, which is just very aggressive. Obviously, I'm running around here with a pistol. I mean, that's not the best advantage, but you hardly ever see me just sit and wait on a corner, you know, at least not for too long. Now, if I know I have to, I will, but a lot of the times I am always moving. I'm always moving on to the next target, and look at this. I'm sitting in the corner. Why is that? Oh, no, I'm throwing a grenade. I'm making, oh, see, there's guys outside. There's rare situations where I'll sit in the corner and wait, you know, if I know I'm outmatched. I think I end up running away here and actually killing all these guys. End up making a play on them with a hunter killer drone here. But a lot of players, you know, they're not used to the maps. They don't understand them quite as much, so they tend to play a little bit more hesitantly. You know, they're playing a little bit more cautious, a little bit more laid back than they normally would, and for that reason, I find when I'm playing on these new maps, I get killed a lot by guys that are, you know, sitting in a corner, or, you know, watching overlook from a window, etc., etc. They're not playing as aggressive as they normally would. I'm not saying some players still don't play aggressive, but because they don't understand the maps quite as much, they kind of tend to play a different style of the game. And that style of the game at times, I think, slows down the gameplay, and it slows down the flow. And if you know what I'm talking about, when you're a Slayer, you know how the flow of the game works, you know where people are going to be, you know where they're going to be spawning, and you position yourself to be in the right position all the time so that you always have gunfights in your favor. But on the new maps, you know, that just doesn't seem to happen as much. But I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, a nice little 33-3 for you. It's been My Name is Beast Mode, and peace out.
Put up patrol! He's gone.
UAV awaiting orders.
Dropped him.